Hey guys, it's Jane. I'm sorry about the light. I've got every light on in the house and it's the middle of the day, but it's just a super overcast day. So I know this is going to end up grainy, but it is what it is. So I guess this is going to be another chapter of my bookish life, but essentially it's just a moan. Today I've come on to moan, and I'm moaning about my e-reader. My e-reader, which I love. Before I get started, I'm going to say that I am completely over people dissing on e-readers. I'm like, it seems currently to be a kind of quasi-cool thing to do. To go, oh no, I love physical books, I love smelling books, and people who read e-readers aren't like proper readers. Now look, I love physical books. I love pretty things. Who doesn't love a good pretty thing? But it's just, for me, so much more convenient to do the majority of my reading on my e-reader. And for some people, it's not about convenience. For some people, it's a serious matter. Like they have some sort of, limitation, physical limitation that means that paper books simply aren't accessible to them in the same way that digital books are. And where did these people get off dissing ebooks? Like, seriously, get over yourself. I mean, if that's your personal preference, fine. Go for it. There's plenty of books in the world, and that's fine, but don't, spend your time looking down on people who read on an e-reader. Like, don't you have anything better to do? Okay, so we're done with that. We're moving on. Having said that, it's been I've been having a bit of a nightmare run with my e-reader lately. I have a Kobo. In Australia, there used to be a range of different e-readers around, but basically it's devolved into a duopoly in Australia. There's really only Kindle and Kobo. And I've had a Kobo, this is my third Kobo. I've been with Kobo for years, and on the whole, I've been very happy with them. As distinct from Kindle, Kobo has always had a really good system for side-loading books, that is, reading books that aren't in the proprietary format. Kindles, the early ones at any rate, you could only read books in a Kindle format on Kindles. Kobo has always been EPUB native, and so I could get library books on them and books that I buy through other methods than just buying them through the Kobo store. So that has been the number one selling point for me on Kobo as opposed to Kindle. However, there has been problems with the firmware over the years. This is my third version. I like the small format ones, not the big format ones. And I don't, want to spend a huge amount of money. So mine are always like mid-range, not top of the range ones. And a couple of weeks ago, there was a software update that just rolled out. At least Apple, which with my Mac, I always am gritting my teeth, but at least they ask me permission before they update. This one just updated, and one of the things that happened when it updated is that it broke the side loading, and it's there was a thing with fonts which had an overflow effect for memory, and essentially I can now buy books through Kobo and read them, but just for the moment I cannot sideload my library books onto my e-reader, which has been just such a pain. Thankfully, I recently got a new phone, and so I have been able to do some reading off my phone of my library books, but I much prefer reading on the e-paper screen. And so I'm just waiting for the fix to come through so that I can read my library books on my Kobo again. But although this is a very sad story, there is a positive that's come out of it for me that I wanted to share with you, because for anybody out there who is an ebook reader, this is a pro tip that you really need to know. It's been a lifesaver for me more than once, and that is the mobile read forums. It's a website and it's been around for donkey's ages, and it is the most comprehensive sort of ebook convo place that I've found on the web. They have lots and lots of developers from the different companies check up regularly, and other developers who are in contact with the ebook developers who are on the site daily. So when I had my problem with my ebook and I suddenly couldn't, open my library books, I went to Mobile Reads and I found the right sort of forum thread and I left a message. And within a day, which when you're in Australia in different time zones, that's like light speed. Within a day, I had somebody who knew a lot more about this sort of thing than me responding, asked a few kind of troubleshooting questions. I got back with more details. They suggested a fix, which in the event didn't work. But then they said, oh, there's obviously something going on I'm not sure about. 2 more days later, it was discovered that there is this wider issue. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just a thing with me. It was a thing about the update. And that person came back to me and explained to me what was going on, linked to some other threads on the site which explain stuff in more detail. And now I know what the problem is, and I know that the people at Kobo are on the job working on a fix. So that has been such a good kind of experience for me, and it's not the first time that I've had my bacon saved through Mobile Reads. And this is not a place where you have to pay money to join. It's just free. They've got such good advice about all sorts of software and different sorts of, not just for Kobo, for all of the different e-readers, for all of the different software associated with the e-readers. They also have a really big library of copyright-free ebooks that is curated there. People kind of upload their own and make sure that they're in really good nick, like there's no kind of typos and stuff in them, and curate this great library. So if you're looking for an older read, you can get it for free from Mobile Reads. If you, as I said, if you are an ebook user and you haven't discovered it yet, you really owe it to yourself to go and check it out. So I had some other things I was going to talk about today, but I filmed this once already and I realized that I talked so long about the ebook thing that there really isn't time for me to do anything else. So that is going to be it for me today. It's possible I'll come and do a standalone of the book that I was going to talk about. Maybe I'll give it a little mini review as a standalone. I hope you're all well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.